Sir, my concern is not whether God is on our side, my greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. You can fool all the people some of the time, and some of the people all the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. Most folks are as happy as they make up their minds to be. Character is like a tree and reputation like a shadow. The shadow is what we think of it, the tree is the real thing. Government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. The philosophy of the school room in one generation will be the philosophy of government in the next. I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. The ballot is stronger than the bullet. All that I am, or hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end. When I do good I feel good, when I do bad I feel bad, and that's my religion. The probability that we may fail in the struggle ought not to deter us from the support of a cause we believe to be just. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any other. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live by the light that I have. I must stand with anybody that stands right, and stand with him while he is right, and part with him when he goes wrong. I will prepare and someday my chance will come. I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. It has been my experience that folks who have no vices have very few virtues. As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master. This expresses my idea of democracy. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. I am a firm believer in the people. If given the truth, they can be depended upon to meet any national crisis. The great point is to bring them the real facts. Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? He has a right to criticize, who has a heart to help. Marriage is neither heaven nor hell, it is simply purgatory. No man is good enough to govern another man without the other's consent. The best way to get a bad law repealed is to enforce it strictly. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves, and under the rule of a just God, cannot long retain it. I like to see a man proud of the place in which he lives. I like to see a man live so that his place will be proud of him. Important principles may, and must, be inflexible. A friend is one who has the same enemies as you have. You have to do your own growing no matter how tall your grandfather was. Stand with anybody that stands right, stand with him while he is right and part with him when he goes wrong. We should be too big to take offense and too noble to give it. I do not think much of a man who is not wiser today than he was yesterday. I remember my mother's prayers and they have always followed me. They have clung to me all my life. Avoid popularity if you would have peace. That some achieve great success, is proof to all that others can achieve it as well. If we could first know where we are, and whither we are tending, we could then better judge what to do, and how to do it. If once you forfeit the confidence of your fellow citizens, you can never regain their respect and esteem. Let's have faith that right makes might, and in that faith let us, to the end, dare to do our duty as we understand it. With malice toward none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right, as God gives us to see the right, let us strive on to finish the work we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds. The things I want to know are in books. My best friend is the man who'll get me a book I ain't read. A woman is the only thing I am afraid of that I know will not hurt me. I never had a policy, I have just tried to do my very best each and every day. The way for a young man to rise is to improve himself in every way he can, never suspecting that anybody wishes to hinder him. When you have got an elephant by the hind legs and he is trying to run away, it's best to let him run. Let not him who is houseless pull down the house of another, but let him work diligently and build one for himself, thus by example assuring that his own shall be safe from violence when built. If you think you can slander a woman into loving you, or a man into voting for you, try it till you are satisfied. Surely God would not have created such a being as man, with an ability to grasp the infinite, to exist only for a day. No, no, man was made for immortality. There is no grievance that is a fit object of redress by mob law. Tact is the ability to describe others as they see themselves. Common-looking people are the best in the world. That is the reason the Lord makes so many of them. Gold is good in its place, but loving, brave, patriotic men are better than gold. If there is anything that a man can do well, I say let him do it. Give him a chance. I don't know who my grandfather was. I am much more concerned to know what his grandson will be.